Okay, no scripts, no nothing. I'm just going to share my experience from my head. I'm going to try as much as possible not to get emotional. I'm not putting this video out for pity party or for any drama. I remember on that hospital bed, I told God that I was going to share my testimony. We overcome by the blood of the Lamb and the word of our testimony. Yeah. Thank God that I have a platform like this where I get to share my experience from time to time. And just in case you're out there and you're feeling like the world has come to a stop for you and you're going through one thing or the other, maybe this video will lighten you up or just cheer you up and tell you that there are actually people that go through worse experience and they actually come out. So whatever you're going through when you're watching this video, it is not the end of the world. You will come out of it. Yeah. Another reason I'm sharing this video is because there are a lot of us that are not enlightened in a lot of things. You don't have an idea of what you're going into or what you're doing, but maybe you come across it on YouTube or you come across it somewhere and you get to learn something. So I just hope that this video teaches you something. Maybe you learn something or it helps you to navigate any phase of your life that you are in right now. I'll try as much as possible not to get emotional. There's already anxiety, there's tension in here right now, but I'm trying to put in the smiley face and just be nice, because I said I was going to share this when I am no longer crying, and yes, I am no longer crying. Yeah, I'm no longer crying. Okay. Alright, so for people that don't know me, backstory, I remember I was pregnant of my daughter, and it was sweet, it was interesting, it was like easy. I was strong, I did everything I could do while pregnant. I was in school, I was doing my project, I could do everything with my daughter. There was no drama, in the whole pregnancy from beginning to the end of the 9th month. And I remember towards the end of the 9th month, I had passed my EDD like 2 weeks. The baby didn't want to come and passed my EDD for like 2 weeks. And I was a bit worried. So I don't know, the worry, maybe the anxiety kind of triggered my blood pressure. And then it was high. So eventually when the labor came, I got to the hospital and my blood pressure was way too high. So apparently there's no way you're going to push if your blood pressure is high. So that's why when you're pregnant, you need to calm down, chill, don't let anything pressure you or tension you. My blood pressure was high and I couldn't push and I was in labor. They tried everything they could to, so that the blood pressure will come down at the moment, but it did not. So it was eventually emergency CS. So I had my daughter through cesarean section. It was good, it was easy, the healing was fast and everything. So fast forward to 2 years, no, let's say 1 year, 8 months after I got pregnant again. I'm just about to do a live pregnancy test. Just grateful. This is baby number 2. Just the thought of it and it came. I'm just very grateful to God. So this time I was happy. Everything was normal with me. See, there's no drama when it comes to pregnancy with me, because sometimes I literally plan a lot of things about myself. I plan a lot of things. So there's no drama. There was no surprise. I was pregnant and that was what it was. I was working at the time. I had a toddler to take care of. My daughter was barely 2 years. I remember I had gone to the hospital for registration after, a few weeks. I went with my husband and my daughter to the hospital. I had gone in for scan, because when you go, the first thing they will do is to scan to be sure that there's something in case of false positive. There are pregnancies that come and there's nothing inside. So I had gone for the scan. So we were like 2 ladies in the room, and the person that was doing the scan for me, she said something. She said you're having 2 babies. So, well, there was someone else in the room, so there's no way she was talking to me. That was not for me. Like, it was a surprise. I didn't even do as if she was talking to me. I was just there waiting for her to finish. So she said it again. She said, "You're going to be having twins." I looked at her like, "Are you talking to me?" She said, "Yes, I'm talking to you. You're going to be having twins." Jesus Christ. Me. Wow. I remember inside that room, I started tearing up immediately. Like, I was crying. I get emotional with things like happiness, sadness. Everything makes me cry. So I was literally crying, Obviously, it's tears of joy, but who am I? She was done, and then I came out. My husband, some people were outside kind of waiting, and my husband was also there. He was like, "Why are you crying? What happened? Did anything happen?" The question was just flying right, left, center, in the middle of the whole emotion and everything. And then I had to sit down, and then before I broke the news, it's twins. Jesus Christ. For some minutes, we did not say anything. We literally just sat down in front of that scanning room, catch our breaths, because how does it feel to be God's favorite? Jesus Christ. Me. Now, I've always wanted to have 3 children, and after my first daughter, obviously with CS, I was just praying that, God, this CS triggers me. It's not like it's a big deal, but going through surgery, cutting you open, is something. It's just not a normal thing for me. It doesn't feel normal. So, but anyway, knowing that I was going to have twins just settles it for, okay, I have 3 kids. If I have 3 kids, I can now rest. There's no more cutting me open for any reason. So that was just the joy and everything. And, after some time, we stood up, and then I remember in the car, we were so happy. That was when we actually knew, we said, understanding the reality of what was happening. So we're so happy. We're just joyful in the car. We had called some of our family members, and we got home, we're just praying, happiness. We're just praying and thanking God. So after that day, I moved on with my life. I was doing my teaching. I had okay, I'm not going to be specific about this teaching, but yeah, I was teaching. And then I know I'll go to school. If you get to work, you have to go upstairs, sign in the admin block, then go to your own staff room, then go upstairs again for teaching. So that was my routine, and it was twice in a week. It wasn't a big deal. I was strong, and it wasn't stressful. That was just it. To say that my job was not stressful. I was going to work, I would do my thing, and then I remember 3rd month, one day after market runs, and I cooked and did some domestic work, I started bleeding. It was about 7 p.m. and we got to the hospital, and they admitted me and said it was threatened miscarriage. So the baby is threatening to miscarry. Okay. Well, I was in the hospital for a few days, and then the bleeding stopped, and all they told me was, you have to, God, I don't like that I'm sweating. What they told me was, bed rest. You have to undergo bed rest, just don't stress yourself, don't carry heavy load, just always rest. So that was the condition. I've been resting for a while now. I think I've rested to an extent. This is not me. This is really not me. I'm not the person that just sleep and become so useless. I feel very useless. So, but yeah, this is the 3rd day. The doctor is here. I'm just hoping that I get discharged today. And I was discharged. So I go home. I had to go to work. I had to do the same climbing of stairs. I had to take care of my child. I had a little help, although she was not a living help. She comes, she goes, help me with some things and all of that. I was managing, and it was good. And then I had another episode in school. I remember one of the days in school, I had this pain all over my waist, and I was literally rushed home. Then I rested, and it stopped. But after some time again, I had to go back to the hospital again to spend like another 4 to 5 days. It was just, hospital, bed rest, all of that. And then after the whole 3rd month thing, I was good. So 4th month passed, the 5th month passed. So it was 5th month and 2 weeks. 2 weeks into the 5th month, I remember we had gone out. So I went out with my daughter and, the help. I just really wanted us to like have a good time. So we had gone out, we bought some things, we ate, we came back. And it was just a happy day. We were playing and dancing and happy. And, after that experience in the 3rd month, nothing else happened. So to me, I felt I was already okay and all of that. That particular day, after dancing, I took my bath and then we slept. 9 p.m., I started feeling pain around my waist. I started feeling serious pain. I was feeling pain and guys, I'm sweating too much. Sorry if there's noise. I had to on the fan because I'm sweating too much. So I was having this pain on my waist between that 9 p.m. and trying for like 3 hours. The pain it wasn't consistent anyway. It would just come and it will go, it will come, it will stop. So it felt like contraction, like how labor contraction used to happen. Shortly there's pain, then it goes. So I just started feeling like maybe this thing is labor. What's going on? I needed to get to the hospital. We stayed in the house from that 9 p.m. to like 1 a.m. I remember I made some videos in the car when we were about to leave the house. You guys, it's currently 1 a.m. and I'm having serious contraction. I don't understand. It's just 22 weeks. I got to the hospital. I came down, I walked into the hospital, and just when they said, lie down, let's check you and all of that, the baby just came out. Like one of the babies came out. A boy. Wow. And in shock, I was just looking like, Jesus Christ. They cleaned me up and everything. And then after the whole thing, the doctor came and explained to us that at the moment, the baby cannot survive because it's just 5 months. There's no way it's going to survive. There are some organs that have not grown properly. Even if you say you want to do the incubator or whatever, there's no way. There are some organs that are not complete and all of that. The whole drama that it was just not going to survive. So we did let the baby go. So the second one, they checked me and then they realized that the water has busted. So that second one, there's no way it's also going to survive because there's no water to sustain it. So the amniotic fluid, that's the water that sustains the child. So there's no way this child is going to survive without that water because the other baby has busted it and came out. The second baby was in there, just there. The only condition was they were going to induce me so that the baby can also come out, just like the way the first one came out. They induced me every day for 7 good days, and nothing happened. It was funny, like the baby's not coming out, and each time they checked, the heartbeat was still pumping. The child was still alive, but it's not yielding to the inducement. It doesn't want to come out. The only option was you're going to do CS to take it out, and I didn't. That was like the most heartbreaking. I mean, it's good enough that I'm heartbroken, right? But me, another CS to take out a child that's not going to be alive, a child that is going to be buried alive. Jesus Christ. It was the hardest decision. It was the toughest decision. It was crazy. I don't know. I think that was just when the pain of everything I was going through was done on me that this is crazy. Why? But why? I mean, why? Why did I even have to go through all of that? I had 1,000,001 questions. But I had to make a decision because they've done inducements for 7 days. Obviously, it's not yielding. And if I do not agree to do the CS, they were willing to let me go and try in another hospital because they don't want to risk my life. So the doctor was giving me the option of, it is your life, you better save yourself, or you're trying to save this baby. I don't know. So it was tough. For some time I didn't know what to do, but we just had to make the decision. And I remember my family members, like everybody was literally shouting, take out this child and save yourself. Like, it was crazy. And then I had to do the CS. So I did the CS and the baby came out alive. A boy. That was when I knew that there were actually 2 boys. And then he was also not going to survive, so I had to let it go. God. I made a promise that I'm not going to cry, so we're not crying. We're not going to cry. Okay? It's our testimony, and we're not crying. Jesus Christ. That was my experience. I lost the 2 babies. And then I stayed for some time in the hospital, and then the healing process started and all of that. Okay, so after I've had my daughter, there's a drug that they gave me. They gave me a Rogaine injection. They said I had the rhesus factor. Now, rhesus factor is when your blood group is negative. There are people that their blood group, they have A+, A-, B+, AB+, AB-. I don't know, just do your research. The blood group. The funny thing is, when we want to get married, they tell you about genotype. They don't really talk about this rhesus factor as much. And I feel like if actually they start advocating for rhesus factor, a lot of people will actually not get married, because we get them. Like, there are many people that have this rhesus factor. Some people are positive, some people are negative. So it's bad enough that we're already dealing with not being able to get married to someone you love because they are AS, you are AS, they are SS, they are this. Then imagine when you now start putting rhesus factor in consideration. Many people will not marry. So I have the I didn't even know. Funny enough, I didn't know. Whoa, I didn't even know. So I have the rhesus factor. My blood group is negative, and my husband is positive. So during childbearing, it kind of clash. If the child you're carrying is positive and you're negative, the cells, they have to fight. They will fight. It feels like the child is an alien. It's not supposed to be in the body or something like that. So the cell starts fighting the child. So I think that was like the case. So they had given me this Rogaine injection to help me in the next pregnancy. So this new pregnancy now, I did not have the doctor didn't say anything about rhesus or whatever, because it was not like they have checked and there's nothing attacking the child. So obviously it's not even the rhesus thing. But I feel like if I had, and that's why it's good to ask questions. See, just ask questions. Everything I know about rhesus factor today is online. I was able to browse, research, watch videos of people that have gone through the experience. I watched that lady that used to do politics video when she shared her own, and even in the comment section I'm seeing many people saying they have rhesus factor, they have rhesus factor. I feel like this thing is like a common thing. It's just like the way people have right hand and people write with left hand. It's not like it's a problem, but there's a clash when it comes to childbearing. I don't know if that was the case in my own, why the pregnancy was threatened. I don't know, but my doctor never said anything about rhesus factor, because obviously I have taken the Rogaine injection, so I am safe and free from that. But what happened, and it is what it is. So you guys, be enlightened, try to research, ask your doctor questions so that you know what you're going through. I'm surviving, I'm fine, I'm good actually. I used to be in a very dark place where I don't even know what to do. I can't pray, I can't really talk to God. I can't bring myself to pray, because what am I praying? God, thank you that I lost the twins. Or God, how did it turn from sweet to bitter in a twinkling of an eye. How did that happen? It was frustrating. I couldn't pray. But I remember my pastor saying you should be grateful, because a lot of people go through what you go through and they don't even come out alive. Just thank God that you're alive. So I started finding my step again, back. Started finding myself back, to my life and feeling better and all of that. So I've been surviving. I'm good. I'm sharing this to encourage somebody that people go through a lot in life, Just don't feel like the world is turning. Life is not fair to anybody. We're just winging it. You might be trying to conceive, it's not happening. You might be having miscarriage, it's not happening. Just try to, educate yourself and be aware of what you're going through. So there's this scripture that I always hold on to, Isaiah. It said, even when you're old, I will be the same. Even when your hair turns gray, I will take care of you. I will sustain you. I will carry you. I will take care of you, even till your gray hairs. Like, how God is good though. Like, knowing those things and just knowing that God is there for you. Whatever challenges, He did not say that you will not see challenges. You will see challenges, but He promised that they will all go away. You will come out safe. He will save you. He will carry you. Those are like what I hold on to. They are like my confidence that I hold on to. I know that regardless of whatever situation I go through or have been through, I know that God is there for me. He said the thought He has for me is of good and not of evil. God does not fail. He's the same God. He can never fail. So situations come, the devil try to try us, comes with a lot of troubles and tribulations and all of that, trying to shake us in our faith. But God has made His promise and He does not fail. So whatever situation you think you're going through, hold on to God and know that life itself is not fair. Wing it any way you can and just try to survive, try to live, because He said He will give us long life, satisfy us with long life and salvation. I'm just here to share my peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. I feel good actually. I feel good letting this out. Thank you.